My son is 17 and my daughter is 13. But when we first began pursuing minimalism, my son was 5 and my daughter was 2, which means they have seen us trying to live a minimalist life as young kids, as elementary school age kids, and now as they enter the end of their high school career. Whether we like it or not, our kids are learning things from us. They are learning truths about values and worldview and how to live their lives when they become adults as well. And so personally, I'm very happy that we have chosen to live a minimalist life while our kids are still at home. I think they've learned some very valuable lessons from us, or at least I hope they've learned some valuable lessons from us. Here are 7 things that I hope my kids have learned from us. Number 1, they have learned that they don't need to buy things to be happy. That advertisers, the world, are constantly going to barrage us with the message that our life is not as good as it could be unless we buy whatever they're selling. And so many people begin to believe it and buy into it and start chasing and accumulating so many things that they don't need to be happy. So I hope they've learned from us that you don't need to own a lot of things to be happy. The second thing I hope that they have learned from us is that you don't have to live life like everyone else. You don't have to live life like everyone else on your block or in your neighborhood or in society, that they may be chasing bigger houses and nicer cars and changing fashion, but you don't have to live life like everyone else. In fact, you'll probably be happier if you don't. A third lesson I hope they've learned from us is the value of living within their means. That whatever their income level might be as they get older, you don't need to overspend it to find happiness. In fact, it's when we begin overspending our finances that we have is when we start adding burden and stress to our lives. So finding contentment with what they have. Number 4, I hope they have learned the importance of being deliberate in their purchases. As my kids have gotten older and found new hobbies and passions and pursuits, there are certainly some purchases that have had to accompany those new pursuits and new passions. But each time, I hope they've seen us be deliberate and intentional, thinking through, okay, what do you actually need in order to begin playing this new sport or starting this new hobby? What do we already have that will work for it? And what are the needs that you have in order to do it well? They've seen us be deliberate and thoughtful in our purchases. Number 5, I hope they have learned the importance of sharing with others. That generosity is very much the product of minimalism. That they have seen us get rid of the things that we don't need and donate it to be shared with others. That they've seen us become generous with our finances, that we don't need to buy more things, but we can use it to solve problems around the world. Number 6, I hope they've learned the value of spending time together. As we've owned fewer possessions and had to waste less time cleaning and organizing and managing and maintaining and repairing all this stuff that we have, we've been able to spend more time together, making memories together, enjoying experiences together. And lastly, I hope they've learned that they are in control of their stuff, not the other way around. The saying is so true. The more stuff you own, the more your stuff owns you. And I'm so convinced that most people don't realize how much of a burden their possessions have become until they begin to remove them. To live is to consume, and so there are certainly needs that we have and things that we all have to own in order to fulfill and to live the life that we want to live. But you don't have to own so much stuff that it begins dominating your life. You own your stuff, not the other way around. There are countless values, things, life lessons that I want my kids to learn from me. But the importance and value of owning less is definitely one of the most important.